And subhanAllah, one of the greatest gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, man either misuses or he uses to his advantage. This is a gift that can excel us or propel us into Jannah, or it can cause us to go down deep into Jahannam. There's a gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran in many ways, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has also mentioned this in different fashions. And this gift is the gift of speech or communication, subhanAllah. It is a means by which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal allows us to understand this message of Islam. It is also a way in which we engage in our greatest acts of ibadah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as with salah, reading the Quran, things of this nature. And I want to share just a few things that we should take away and remember that I'm sure we already know, but sometimes we are very forgetful. In one hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Balighu anni walau ayya." That it says that take from me or convey from me, if only one verse. And we've heard this. And the excellence of this is that when the Prophet ﷺ said something, it was of great importance and benefit, and he wanted the people to pass it on, but we should pass that on with the hikmah, with the knowledge of knowing what it is we are passing on. But in this hadith that people sometimes overlook, some of the other parts of hadith that we talk about, he went on to say something that was very important. And he also, after that, he said, tell the people the stories of Bani Israel. He said there's no sin in that. And he means the stories that he conveyed to them, or Allah conveyed to us in the Quran, because they are very well known to us, because they're mentioned in the Quran over and over again, and their anbiya were more anbiya than any other anbiya. And then he says something that was of great importance. He says, whoever lies intentionally on me will find his seat or his place in the fire. So we have to be very careful that we don't say things that are not true. We know there's a hadith in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us, he said that a man can engage or tell the truth, so much so that he's known as a truthful man. Or on the contrary, it says a man may lie so much until he's written with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a liar. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala often says things about what do we say? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu lima taquluna ma la taf'alun kabur maqtan inda Allahi an taqulu ma la taf'alun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he warned people by saying things that you don't do. He says that he hates those people who say things and we don't do them. We are good at telling people things about Islam, but how good are we at practicing Islam? How good are we doing the things that we caution and tell people to do? These are things that we have to think about. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about this. One word. Says sometimes we in hadith, it says one word a man can utter out of his mouth without knowing the consequences. without knowing or understanding how great this one word could be, or how harmful one word can be. What do we say? The Prophet ﷺ was cautioned, even in one of his instances in the Quran, we said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, he said, if you speak to them harshly, he said what? It maybe they'll run away from you. You see, sometimes we find that we want to be harsh with other people, our children or our wives, or other people, or even sometimes in what we say, giving dawah. But if we do this incorrectly, we'll push the people away. They'll run away. When people come to the masjid, new Muslims, they observe our behavior. They come here because they want to see, they want to feel this great thing that they felt that caused them to say shahada. Those few words that what? Words. Those few words, the utterance. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Says that this thing is a word, a phrase that Allah will remove us from the fire at some point if we, a'udhu billah, have to go to the fire and pay for some of the things that we may have said, not necessarily just did, but said, that caused us to go into the fire, but there's something else that we utter that caused us to get out of the fire. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. A few words, and acting upon those words, that becomes a great benefit to us. So those were just a few things that I wanted to mention. That also another hadith was for يَقُولُ خَيْرَ أَوْلِيَا لِيَثْمُتْ. That we all also say that sometimes we have to use this. We have to sometimes say a good word, or what? Keep our mouth quiet. Don't talk. You see, one of the hardest things that we have to do is to not use this gift that we've gotten from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's the gift of talk. Sometimes we can't contain it, that words are in our body. It's almost like water busting out of a dam, that people can't hold this in, because the words and this gift is so powerful sometimes that we almost can't contain it. We can't control it. We utter out things without thinking about the consequences. But we are told that sometimes it's best for us to remain silent. Say a good word or remain silent. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to go forth in this day and allow us to say a good word or remain silent. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to go forth in this day and use, as he says, some of the words that are lightest on the tongue but heavy on the scale. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wallahu akbar. Since salawats on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to do all of these good things, to say assalamu alaikum with a smile. These are all things that we can do with this gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanakallah.